Nice to see you. I think the last time we caught up was 2017. I think, yeah. The year you and Jack came over, I think. Yeah. And
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, the year you guys won. Yeah, so it's good to see you again, and well done for entering again. So
yeah, well, no, it's like it's right up my alley. I like doing portraits, so
yeah, so
happy to be involved.
Yep. Yeah. So whereabouts are you currently based?
In Toowoomba.
Toowoomba,
in
which
Queensland.
is in Queensland, yeah. So what would be the closest biggest city?
Toowoomba. No, it's the second biggest city in Queensland.
Okay, yep.
And we're about 160k from Brisbane, which is the capital.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And how long have you been there? Have you been there for quite a while?
Oh, I've lived in Toowoomba for about 7 years, something like that. Yep. You know. Yeah. I've lived in the district for something like 40 years. You know.
Yeah. Because you and is it your brother have a business there, don't you?
Yeah, Malcolm and I, and Jack gets involved with it a fair bit. He does a lot of the, what would you say, technical work on the computer, because we're pretty old and hopeless. So but Malcolm and I, we do a lot of murals, big murals, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's why I've been busy recently. It hasn't stopped for months. We're just flat out doing stuff. Yeah.
So COVID hasn't really affected you at all.
Oh no, it hasn't affected us. No, we've been we're doing one that's almost about a week to go, and this mural competition, this portrait has sort of altered that a little bit. So I'll be doing that, but yeah, we've got about a week to go on a mural that's 43 meters long by 6 meters high, and then before that we did another one that was 40 meters by 6 meters, and then before that we did a really little one that was 3 meters by 5 meters. So,
so this meter by meter one you'll be able to knock that out in no time.
Yeah, well, it's like that's what I see is going to be so it's going to be a bit of a problem, but at the same time, I need a sleep. So it's good to be working on something of that size, because then such a good surface, because then you can put a lot more detail into it. So well, I'm hoping to anyway. Yeah. So
getting back to your art, you're pretty much a full-time artist, aren't you?
That's all I do. You know, and I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. I went to work. I started at 6:30, and then I left the job and came back home at about 1 o'clock, because it took an hour and a half. It takes an hour and a half to get there and an hour and a half to get back where this job is. But that's what it's been like for months. Just haven't had the opportunity to have a proper sleep or a proper rest. We're just working all the time. It's right at the wrong time. But both Malcolm and I have been unwell over the last year, so he's had a problem, and so have I. And it's when you get older, you get better at what you do, but you get a lot slower. So you know, we've been just flat out trying to keep up with it, really. Yeah.
How long do you think you've been painting or interested in painting and painting itself?
Well, I've been painting since I a little kid. You know, on the kitchen table at home, you know, doing paintings, and then Mum and Dad bought me a set of they're like, I can't think what they're called. They're watercolors, but they're like those little tablet ones that you get, and then and there was unusual colors amongst them, you know, purples and silvers and golds and stuff like that, which was great. So I was painting trees with purple leaves and stuff like that, you know. But I've been doing it my whole life, and then like professionally, I've been painting since I was, you know, 22, something like that. I have had other jobs as well in the meantime. But yeah, I've been doing the murals and mass-produced paintings that guys go around selling door to door. I've done all that sort of stuff. So I used to work for Warner Brothers and CIC and Roadshow, doing paintings for them. Yeah.
So have you got a favorite medium or style that you really like?
I don't really, I generally always use acrylic, but I don't get the chance to paint the paintings that I want to paint because we've always got plenty of work. I do actually like using acrylic, and then I like using oils over the top of acrylic, and because oils gives you more time to blend. So you know, I actually prefer that. However, if you're a really good artist, like Sebastian Kruger, for example, he paints only in acrylic, and his paintings end up looking like oil paintings, and he's unbelievable. And I just was in a mural competition down in Victoria, and the young man down there, he only used acrylic and he only used brushes. He didn't use airbrush. And it was just the fellow that won it. He was only 27 years old. He's Marco, anyway, Marco something, and he did an absolutely beautiful job with acrylic, you know, and he's learned how to blend them properly. And yeah.
So do you have an artist that you really admire?
Yeah, there's a few. In Australia, I really like Warwick Fuller's work. He works wet in like plein air type of work. Overseas, I like Sebastian Kruger. I think he's does beautiful portraits. He's from Germany, from Hamelin. You know, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. He's from there. So, and there's an American artist, Greg Simpkins. His nickname is Crayola, and he does like fantasy type paintings, and he's really good. Yeah, I love their work, and a lot of them, except for Warwick Fuller, they only work in acrylics. You know, so yeah.
Yep. So, like you just mentioned, that you don't get too many opportunities to paint your own stuff.
Yeah.
Have you had any exhibitions that of stuff that you have created over time?
Not as such. I did when I was like 20 years old, but I've been just flat out painting what other people asked me to paint. You know, and in many cases, it's, you know, when you get a commission to do, like as a mural or something like that, I think, you know, I don't know whether this goes worldwide, but I think a lot of people make a mistake and they get the wrong thing. I think they should stick to less, and sometimes less is more. You know, when it comes to paintings, a lot of the time people want a foolscap page of information on it, and it's not really necessary. You know, yeah. So, and that's actually one of the things that I do, that I get told I put too much into the painting. You know. Yeah. But then I've won a few, so you know I must be doing something right. So, you know.
Yeah. Because so what do you enjoy most about painting, artwork? Because for you it's a job, isn't it? It's not a hobby. It's a lot of it is.
Yeah. Well, this is a job, and I suppose it's got its downside as well. You know, it's like any job. You know, it wouldn't matter. You know, like famous rock and roll singers probably get sick of it sometimes, you know. But it's what I really like is the expression of, especially if it is something that you have to try and do, that you've had to think of yourself. The expression, and I like where it's all stems from is that, you know, that paintings on the kitchen table and getting a pat on the back and saying that's a really good job. That's why I keep doing it, really, is because you like people to say that that's a good job. That they like that, you know. So, yeah, I've been doing that my whole life. You like that, yeah, that pat on the back, people appreciating what you've done, you know. Yeah.
I mentioned at the start that this is not your first time in the competition. I think it will be your fourth time, I think.
In the Caddy one,
I think you were, the first time was 2011 when you came over with little Jack.
Yeah, you're correct. I forgot about that one. Yeah. That was actually what was really weird about that. Someone just out of the blue, like put this painting up on some sort of thing, and I'm like, that's my painting. And they'd been to New Zealand. They were just tourists, you know. And they took a photo of it, and I thought that's my painting, and I thought that's really unreal, that because it happens occasionally, that sort of thing, you know. So and but I had forgotten about that. I remember the one where I stayed, where I stayed out on that avocado farm. I can't remember the man's name now, but he's a really good
was it Sam Dunlop's place? Yeah.
That's it, and he's a really nice bloke. You know, I really liked him. You know, he's a good fella. And then the last place where I was I'm terrible with names. I'm really bad, but the lady where I stayed, and I was like, she was a really lovely person too. You know, it's always. I tell you one thing, when you go to New Zealand, the people, it's like going to Tasmania. They treat you really well. You know, we think that we're really nice people in Queensland, but down in Tasmania and in New Zealand, the people are really friendly and they're really decent to you, you know. And there's similar places, except I always thought that that Tasmania was the most beautiful place in the world until I went to New Zealand, and then you realise, boy, it's really lovely there. And I haven't been to the South Island. So one of my ex-bosses is from Invercargill, and he says, you've got to get down there. It's cold, but it's beautiful. So,
So I know you've entered in a lot of competitions and that over the years, and you've been very successful in a lot of them too. Have you got a couple of highlights that spring to mind?
Well, I mean, I really love doing that with Jack. That was fantastic, because what was fantastic about it was that, admittedly, I was I'm the driving force behind it, of course, because of my experience. But he was involved, and he got real strong accolades at the school because of it. They called him up in front of everyone and said, you know, that was great, and trying to pretend that they had a good art program, which they don't. But anyway, and he didn't even do art at school. But now Jack is, I suppose I shouldn't be raving on about Jack, but Jack does really well. He's a designer, and he's got himself a really good job. So, but that was great. I really did enjoy doing that. I also did one down in Tasmania with Malcolm, and we didn't win. We got the viewer's choice and the second prize, if you can put it that way.
Yeah.
And that was a painting that I enjoyed doing as well, you know. But I suppose the painting that I think that like I won both the viewers and the judge's choice in Rochester, and that was a good painting, and that's a good thing. It's not easy to win the viewer's choice when you're in another place, you know, because all the viewers are from that place, and if there happen to be an artist from that place, it's normally them who wins the viewer's choice. So, you know, but you know, it was great. I really enjoyed that, you know.
Yeah. If money wasn't an issue and COVID and all that type of thing, but it doesn't sound like that's been affecting you any, but do you have things on your bucket list or things that you would still love to do?
I would love to go to Germany. I would love to attend one of these, that Sebastian Kruger, he does classes, and I'd love to go to one of those things. Really, the thing that I like doing, but I don't do because I'm always too busy. I like it doesn't cost money. It's just go and fish, go and catch a fish, and you know, just take it easy. Even if it's just for a week, to take it easy, because I'm under pressure all the time, and I don't like that. You know, but when you do this type of work, you're you know, you're trying to solve problems all the time. You know, it's every single day you're trying to think of something new, and you think of some really weird and wonderful ideas, and you dream some really outrageous things. But you don't actually, unless you're making a real lot of money, you don't actually get to paint those things, which it's a shame, because if you've got the ability, you know, it would be good to paint some of the things that you think of, you know. But you've got to make money too, you know.
Yeah, that's
yeah, well, it's like everyone's problem. Yeah, it's just about everyone, you know. So, yeah.
So, you know, just listening to you, I don't think you have time for much else. But do you have anything else that, other than to just mention fishing, that you enjoy doing?
I do enjoy fishing. I love going through art galleries. There's like the Queensland Art Gallery's got some beautiful paintings in it. Really, really good stuff that'd make you cry. They're that good. But I'm not really into, I'm not saying that it's bad. I don't mean it in that way, but I'm more into traditional art, you know, stuff that, like, generally what people can look at and they see and they understand and they like it. Okay. Whereas abstract art, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Some of it's unbelievably good, but it's not my cup of tea, you know. The other thing I love doing, it seems weird, but I love listening to music, and I could sit down. If I had a choice, I'd like to put on the type of music I like and paint the type of painting that I like, and have a few beers and that sort of thing, and I can enjoy myself like that, you know. Other than that, you know, good movies, I enjoy that, you know. Yeah.
Have you ever done a mural or an artwork that has really ticks all the boxes for you? You know, that something that you know is really good, you're really proud of.
Well, I did a painting. I just wish I had more time, because I did a painting down in Rochester. It's a few years back now, and it had a beautiful girl in it, and my granddaughter, and it actually, the painting I just did just recently had another granddaughter in it, but that one that was down there a few years back, it just seemed to work. Looked really. It didn't win. It got the. I think it got the second prize. It didn't win it, but it to me it was a beautiful painting, and I really enjoyed doing that. You know, I really wish that what I really wish is that they would come up with, you know, the people that come up with an idea. I wish they would come up with something that was. Like, I don't know how to put it really, but your to paint a dream or paint some sort of, because I'm into surrealistic type of paintings and that sort of thing, you know. And so this last painting that we did help a lot with that, because what it was that you had to paint a song, you know, to paint a song that you liked. And I picked, it's not one of my favorite songs, but I picked Lucy in the Skies with Diamonds, and because it's such a visual image, you know. And that was good. That allowed me to do a lot of fantasy type of stuff, you know. So that's the sort of thing that I like. As far as a mural goes, other than that, I like really, a lot of people don't like it, but I like really super realistic type of, like hyper realistic, they call it, you know, type of artwork. People say, well, why don't you just take a photo? Well, it's, yeah, that's true. But when you do something that's hyper realistic and it really looks like a photo, that takes a lot of hard work, a lot of skill to be able to do that, you know. Yeah. Very
good. So this year's festival is just going to be so different to previous ones that both of you and I have experienced, because, you know, one of the biggest things and something that I'm very sad of is that when you're not being able to come to Kerry, and to be with the other artists and work together and be involved in the community and let them come and talk to you. And I know that was something you always enjoyed.
Oh, I did. I mean, that's the truth. It really did. I really like Shane. Like, I don't know a lot of the other artists. I like Steve. Steve will talk your ears off, but he's a good bloke, you know. And he's quite talented. And Shane, everyone knows how good Shane is. You know, like, he's a top artist, you know. So I've seen some of the stuff he's done recently. It's like, he's someone that's going to be hard to beat, you know. So, you know, but it's not, for me, I go into competitions to win. I do the very best, but I like to be fair about it. And if someone's better, I'm just like, good, you know, because like this last mural comp that I was in, definitely the young man that won it, he deserved to win it. He was better than everyone else. So I like that if someone's good, you know. And Shane is good. He does, he's clever, he's skillful, and he's a really nice fella, you know. So, you know, I hope he does well too, you know.
So yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting. The talent this year is very high. So so it's and you're painting Kristen, I think, aren't you? Yeah. She sounds like a nice person. Yeah. So from what I gather, like apparently she doesn't really say that much about herself, but then another lady, I don't know who it was. I can't remember that. Was it Jackie?
Jackie, is it? Yeah. Anyway, she told me a bit about her, and that was it was good, because a lot of people don't want to talk about themselves. It was actually good because it gives me ideas and of what to do in the mural, you know. Like, I'm going to be using just a photograph, but I'm going to put other things in it that are relative to the story I hear about her. So I hope that works anyway, you know. Yeah. So thank you very much, Kerry, for sharing some thoughts, and we look forward to seeing your artwork come to fruition next week, starting on Tuesday and finishing on Saturday. So thanks very much for taking the time in your busy schedule to catch up with us and have a chat. Yeah, more than happy. Okay, so. We're up now. So how's your day gone?
It's strange. I feel as though I haven't really progressed much.
That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No.
That is awesome. Absolutely awesome, Michelle.
They look like you're doing things.
Yeah. Well, things are happening, but not always the right way. So, Michelle, what about the sorry about this, but what about the text on the newspaper? How are you going to handle that?
I have no idea, but I'm probably going to have to paint it.
Oh, gee.
There's kind of no way around it unless I did like a big beam of light that whitened everything out. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to paint it. And but I'll make the heading quite large for it.
Yes. Yeah.
For the
And
article. And then
yeah.
I'll also have like a to the right Chris Steele.
Okay.
So I'll try and make the text as small as possible.
Yeah, a brilliant thing to do.
Thank you. But I was hoping I'd get the background done or something, and I've literally been working on
2 o'clock in the morning you do that.
it. Through that.
Just don't call me. Yeah.
How's
So-
your day gone, Andrea?
Hi everyone, Michelle, that's so amazing, your newspaper. Blown away with that.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, okay, I've been going hard at it today. And she's coming together. It's just a lot of hours. It's just, you know, more layers, pulling it together, getting all the skin tones to be you know, uniform all the way around.
She's looking like a photo, Andrea.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, Sue. Your arms were a little heavy, so I've taken a centimetre off now. Hopefully you'll like your arms more now, Sue. And yeah, so it's just like painstaking blending and mixing colours. But
Are you finding that when you open the pot and put it on, it's not quite what you wanted anyway? And are you mixing?
Hello, everyone.
hi,
Hello.
hi, Zeke.
Hey, Zeke.
Yeah, I just mix all the colours up until, so I've just got all my different skin tones, and then just pop the lid over upside down to keep them from drying too fast if I'm not using them. And then
Away now.
Sorry, what was that?
Don't give all your trade secrets away.
Oh, just takeaway containers, you know, it's not too much of a trade secret. Yeah.
If you're faced with what is your preference in colours with resin? And of course you open the lid now and think, did I want this? Incredible.
I do love the range of colours with resin. I've got I've got pretty standard colours. I think I do mix a lot from primary colours. I have to remind myself that I've actually bought pots and I don't have to mix because I'm so used to mixing my oil paints using the primary colours. Yeah.
What I find when I call into the resin shop, right, you go and look at the charts and you don't go by yellow, black, white, you go by a name of something which they give it. So you really got to know your alphabet. And then they say at the counter, did you find everything you wanted? No, I can't remember what comes after C, you know, so, or D, oh, okay, got you,
Yeah.
I spent 2 hours at the resin shop.
Oh,
You think it would
way
be
to go.
fun? But it took so long to choose colours and I didn't know.
No.
So it's a good conversation to have because I didn't know whether I should be buying primary colours or pre-mixed colours or what this usual thing was for. So I got a bit of both. So I did make sure I got all my primary colours so I could mix. But yeah, I was totally lost.
It's a learning curve for us, isn't it?
Yep.
They're all looking beautiful. Amazing.
Okay. Michelle.
Oh, yeah, today was not quite as good a day as yesterday. I felt like I didn't achieve much because I was kind of hoping that I'd get the background done, but I ended up just working in this area. Turns out newsprint's quite hard to paint to get the bold and stuff. And that's without
job.
Yeah. So I've been mixing a lot of grey, but now I think tonight she's sitting on a putt in my interpretation of it. She's going to be sitting on a park bench, which is similar to the one in Katikati.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to do tonight. So at least I've done something in the background. Yeah.
That image of the man on the seat is Barry. And that's one of our open air art sculptures that we did in 1999.
It's brilliant. It must be the most sat on seat in the world because everyone wants a photo of it.
Yeah, he's been used in dramas and Celebrities have sat with him and all sorts of things. He's pretty. He gets a sleigh at Christmas time, and he had a mask in lockdown, and
He has a dog, doesn't he? Does he have a little dog?
Yep, a little dog called Jack. Yeah, Jack was actually made by the guy who it was created by a guy called Donald Patterson in Akaroa, and he used a guy called Barry Menzies who used to live in Rotorua. He's actually passed away, and Barry's the model. And Barry used to come up and work on it. He's a methodologist. And as a memorial to June and Colin Carlton, and June is the one that the winning person gets the trophy for. He did that Jack as a memory thing for keep Barry company. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah. So you know, you've had a quieter day, but according to your day yesterday, you're only halfway through your date, aren't you, Michelle?
That's true. Probably going to be the same again, but I don't mind painting at night for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Although I've discovered that I need to wear reading glasses because I can't see anything.
That's a bit like all of us.
That's a new development. I didn't have to do that.
You'll definitely need them when you come to reading the newspaper. Very good. Okay, thanks, Michelle. Dan, how are you going this afternoon?
I think I said earlier that I felt as though I was going backwards today somehow, but when we left this morning, I was painting the beard. I'm not quite happy with it, going round and round, looking at the tones, opening the pot, putting the paint on, thing that's not really what I want. And it'll get there, I'm sure, but this is like the lull, isn't it? I hope. Tomorrow, upward. Eventually it'll get there.
Very good.
Sometimes come into the room and think, whoa, here he is, Patrick.
He's coming together. I'd certainly recognise him.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you recognise me? Yeah. On the lines of like a statue that's been made, which is like an icon. I won't bore you with this, but I've got a weird sense of humour. Where I was raised in Nottingham, which is famous for Robin Hood. Okay.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I was a kid, in fact, the council decided to have a statue made of Robin Hood, and everyone was in an uproar because it didn't look like Errol Flynn. You know, it looked like a normal person. You know. And usually what happened on a Saturday night or thereabouts, the drunks used to pinch his arrow. It cost the council a fortune in replacing the arrow on this statue. And, you know, I think I put a plastic one in eventually. That's my story about statues.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Steve.
Sorry, it was me. Yeah.
Yep, it's you.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan's quite entertained. Yeah, I'm powering through all the distractions. Yeah, been going well. I've had the grandkids over, so I've been playing Lego, you know, like can't help this. So, yeah, I've got some painting done though. Yeah, it's all going well. No complaints.
You just looks like you've been working on blue shirts.
No, orange ties.
Orange ties.
Orange. Well, hey, Steve.
Yeah.
You know, last time I was in New Zealand, you know, there was a little Larry that I was going to take home, but because of everything else, customs, whatever, never happened. But I actually built my own, and it was a Larry. I called it Larry.
Yeah.
After the Three Stooges. So can I show him?
Yeah.
Because he sits on our mantelpiece. In here, actually, there's Larry. Because I couldn't get a Larry, you're Barry, I got Larry.
Yep.
So yeah. So it's just a reminder that I actually achieved something for talking.
Lorraine.
Okay, so today I actually spent quite a bit of time cutting out the stencil thing. This is the flip side of it. I didn't want to see you to see the front because that'd spoil the surprise of all this. So I've been yeah, putting in bits and pieces just to get my bearings. I was going to do it freehand, then realized it would be far easier with a stencil. Ideally would have had this made before the competition. Didn't. That happens. So yeah, running around trying to get this printed out and stuff cut out. So not much has happened with the face under here. So I figured I'd put that up, and yeah, lots of today's effort was on that. And you can't really see the lines. It's all in pale pink so far, just to situate myself, and then I'll put in all of the stronger lines. Yeah, that's what I've been up to today.
Very good. Yeah, something to look forward to.
Exactly.
Mm. Okay, thanks, Lorraine. Wolf.
Hello, kia ora. Yeah, it's been a decent day. I've just been doing the background, building up the colors and textures in the kiwi orchard. Yeah.
It looks like a good
Yeah,
crop
they
of
don't
kiwi
look like
fruit there.
lanterns anymore.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Kiwi orchard's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're in there. They're all picking at the moment in the middle of the harvest. So yeah, very good. Okay, Zeke,
Yes, hello.
how's your day gone?
It's been really good. Yeah, I'll switch the camera onto the. So I did a bit more, worked on a whole lot of shading. Just got the bottom left, or bottom right, obviously. The camera's back to front. But yeah, having it like this backwards in the camera makes me like notice a whole lot of stuff that's actually off. So that's good. Yeah, no, it's been a good day. Yeah.
Very good. Looks great.
It does.
Really starting
Wonderful.
to get the hang of blending the acrylic paint, Zeke.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah. Very good. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Who else is here? Kerry,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm okay. I actually got some painting done today.
So it's all going okay?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, no problems.
Yep.
Just I've got a couple more steps to do with her face, and I've got to put some hair in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going fine. No problems.
That's good. Yeah. Very good. Okay, who else is there? Shane.
Hey, turns out I was on the wrong link. I was on I was on the 10:30 a.m. one, and I was wondering why I wasn't switching on.
How's your afternoon gone?
Yeah, all good. A bit slower today, but
Yeah, I think that seems to be right across the
yeah.
bar amongst everybody today. Yeah.
But no, it's been all good. I'm just working on some details. It's pretty hard to see in here. Got that afternoon sun beaming in.
Oh,
Trying,
so is it fine down in
yeah, it's cleared up over there. So it's
Yeah.
been
Oh,
wow.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's looking
Wow.
good,
oh,
Shane.
that is real.
oh, just working on the face really, and
Yeah.
putting a few bits in. But yeah, that's sort of where I've been today. Just kind of working on the face, skin tones, and a bit of the hair.
Got the tan of a Greek god.
Looking nice and tan there. Yeah.
Very good. To say, looking at all your artwork, it's I'm pretty honoured here to be looking at all this developing. You guys are really doing well.
Yeah, they're looking great.
Yeah.
Everyone's making great progress too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good work, everyone.
Yep. Yep. They all look brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully the subjects like them.
Yeah, it's the real test, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, guys, you all have a good night's sleep. I hope not all of you paint till 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm playing bowls. I'm going out to bowl.
Over that.
I don't think I could do it 2 days in a row.
No.
I think you need an early night, Michelle. Poor you,
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
Remember, you've still got Thursday, Friday, and good part of Saturday to go. So yeah,
Very good.
very good.
So, see you in the
See
morning.
you all
Michelle.
tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.
Take care.
You want to say good night?
Yeah.
Bye.